"Holly!" Lachlan called over the din of the crowd. A glance over her shoulder gave her a view of her ex-lover in the Highlander equivalent of a suit, kilt, sporran, and jacket tailored to accommodate his wide shoulders. His calves bulged with muscles, as did his arms, and his eyes were the color of storm clouds. Her dragon flared its nostrils, trying to tease his delicious scent out of the crowd. When she caught herself, she balled her fists. She wasn't the naive 19-year-old of a decade ago. Highlanders and their kilts no longer impressed her. Her dragon snorted. "They impress me. Well, that one does." A passerby bumped her, and she hugged the urn tighter. "Watch it!" What would Trevor think if she accidentally scattered his ashes in downtown Edinburgh? Then it hit her. What would Trevor think of her trotting away from Lachlan? Holly slowed down, forcing herself to think. Fine. It was time to face Lachlan. She could handle that. She could handle anything. Still, her shoulders tensed as he approached. "Holly." He stepped to her side. She did a double take. Was his voice trembling in wonder, the way it had so long ago when he'd held her, naked and sweaty in bed? Or was she imagining things? "Lachlan?" She fought to keep her voice even. Okay, so she didn't hate him. She was just desperate to avoid him. And as for Destiny, well, even Destiny made mistakes sometimes. And yet, for the next minute, they both stood still, gazing dreamily into each other's eyes. "Mate," her dragon hummed quietly. "It's been so long." She inched closer, tempted to touch his cheek. Lachlan's lips moved, and though no sound emerged, Holly swore she could read his dragon reply, "Too long, my mate." He shuffled closer, as if he might reach out and pull her into an embrace. Or was that wishful thinking too? "Good to see you," he whispered at last. "You too." She swallowed hard against the lump in her throat. The man was so damn confusing. The man, maybe. The dragon knows what it wants, her inner beast said. The swirl in the depths of his smoky eyes was proof. But what good was that if his human side was determined to resist? The glitter in his eyes grew brighter, hinting at love, hope, and unbearable longing. But then he clenched his jaw, as if succumbing to burning attraction somehow held terrible consequences for the whole world, and he absolutely, positively had to resist. Well, fine. She was over him anyway. Wasn't she? Straightening her shoulders, she set off down the street yet again. "Where are you going?" Lachlan jumped into step beside her. She tapped the urn. "To Glen Innes and Craig Airden. Didn't you hear?" Lachlan looked around. "Right now?" She opened her mouth, then closed it, not sure what to say. Okay, so she didn't exactly have a plan. In truth, she never operated according to a plan. But hey, she'd only just learned of Trevor's last wishes. She couldn't be expected to have everything worked out so quickly, could she? Of course, Lachlan probably had the entire journey mapped out in his head nanoseconds after learning of their assignment. "I was just working out the details," she lied,